What's up, YouTube? Welcome to more trades. Today we're going to be discussing what happened with Ethereum and Bitcoin. As you can see, the title says FIB Time and FOMC bad. The last time we had a FIB Time, I'll show you what happened and when is the FIB Time going to come in and what to expect next. So if you look over here, we can see that on the 15th of June, we have the Fed meeting, the FOMC statement, FOMC economic projection, and possibly some more rate hikes in the USA, and that can affect the Bitcoin market because that affects the dollar. It's good for the dollar, bad for the markets. Rate hikes go up. They're trying to combat inflation, but by increasing rates, they're reducing the purchasing power of the people, so less people can buy Bitcoin, price goes down. If you watched my videos, if you follow my channel, you will see yesterday I posted a short trade saying, where was it? I'll just show you the video real quick. Where did I have it? Over here. Well, we were at 1550 possibly. That was just a free trade that I posted, and you could have taken it and you would be in good profit. I'll show you how did the trade work out for me yesterday. So this was my Ethereum trade. Just give me a minute. Yeah, the Ethereum trade, I'll show you how did it play out. Did it work out or not? And it was just a video I posted, and I'm up. As you can see, I'm up at the moment 679%. So if you just watched my videos and you looked at my TA, you would be able to take this trade free. Not financial advice, but just what I'm seeing in the market. I have another trade on Bitcoin that I took at 31K. I'm up 1000%. And on the coin perpetual, this is on Binance. I have two trades. I have a trade on Bitcoin and on VeChain. Bitcoin up 2,700% from 40K. I opened the trade. And on VeChain, I have another trade that I opened when VeChain was at 0.055833. Now, FOMC is incoming, and we have the FIB time incoming. I'll show you the FIB time here. As you can see, I highlighted this a few days ago when we were at this point on the 10th of June. I said it before we got there, maybe on the 9th. I can't remember the video. But yeah, on the 10th, you see what happened. Cascaded for the next 4 days. So yeah, we have another FIB time incoming on 15th of June. That's on Wednesday, and the Fed is meeting on Wednesday. So on Tuesday or Wednesday, the candle that will be opening over here might have a pivot point. I pulled this FIB time. I'll show you how I pulled it. I pulled it from the peak over here of 48K. That was my first point. My second point was over here at this drop over here, 38, and the next point was at the peak at 42,629. So you can see how I plotted it. You could plot it and just watch the FIB time and see what price does around there. This was plotted on the daily, so it will essentially reflect on the daily. You can look at lower time frames, but it will be, if we go down to the hourly, sometimes you see that because it was plotted on the daily, the effects will show on the daily. Here, this is on the hourly, 10th of June. We had a move up, and then we started going down. That is the FIB time. As for the wave count, I think we're in a wave 5 down. If we look at the macro, if we look at, this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. This was a correction. And this was a wave down. We could say this was from 69K was 1, 2, and this whole thing was 3. And in the 3 we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it finished. So this whole thing was 3. If this was a wave 4, and now we're finishing the 5th wave of this big 5th wave, then that would be good news. I mean, we could be having a spike to the low and have some divergence on our indicators, and we get a reversal. Well, I put this target over here. As you can see, it says it might upset a lot of people. It's at around, let's see where it is today. Somewhere around here, 17,200, if we get there. I don't think so we're going to just go straight down there, but as per my chart over here, the strong support is over here, but we have other supports over there. Before we get there, we have the 20K, which was, I think, the 2017 high. That is our next level that we're looking at. If we look at the BTC Dominance, Bitcoin Dominance chart, I mean Bitcoin CME futures, we created a gap over here as a result of when we closed. Let's see, we closed and then we opened on the 13th of June with a gap down. We may have a rally and try to fill this gap today when New York opens in the afternoon, but you have to be aware that at the moment we filled this gap, looks that we had created in December 2020. It looks like we're going for it for the next gap. Before we get there, we have support over here, 24K, but we have another gap at 19 to 20K, actually 18 to 19K. We have this gap over here at the 20K range, 27,390, 28,765. And we have another gap over here between 34,425 and 35,145. Are we going to get a reversal? Even if we do, we have so much resistance. We created so many points of resistance. Like over here, this is like an order block over here at the 30K region. And even if we pass that, we have another one over here, 31, 32K region that we were if you remember, we were trying to break this and we failed. We went to 32 and we failed. At the moment, the EMAs that were causing a problem, like if you look at the 200 EMA, you will see that it has descended even further. If you look on the 4-hourly chart, you'll see there's some more EMAs. Wait, if you want to look at the 144 and 233, these are FIB numbers and the EMAs. We have the 144 and 233 above us. 144 is at 144 lies at the moment 31,150, and the 233 at 32,890. Those 31,150 will be a good resistance, and even if you pull the 200, which was a historical problem for Bitcoin, we look at that, the 200 EMA on the 4-hourly. Where is the 200? Yeah, the 200 EME is over here. It's around 31,920. So that would be a problem also for Bitcoin if we ascend. We have closer targets. If we move up on the hourly chart, on the Bitcoin chart, if we go to the Binance chart, this is the Binance chart on the hourly. You can see that we have, this is the 144 and 233. The 233 will be above. And at the moment we have resistance at the Gantt square of 9 level, 25.7. And we have a level that we bounced off, 24.9. You could find a trade setup, an idea, if you like. You could draw a range. Let's see if it formed a perfect range over here. No, still Bitcoin hasn't formed a perfect range for us to say we have a very good range to trade over here. But you could trade between Gantt levels. If Bitcoin comes down again to 846.7, it's a good point. I might look for taking a long over there, and maybe up to the 24 or 25.7 if we get there. As you can see, we came down. This was my target, this area, this range, and yeah, we're in it now. I was looking for a bounce here, but volume seems very weak over here. If we look at the ATR is a bit elevated on the hourly even. If we look at the 1 hour, we didn't reset yet. Once ATR starts coming down to 200 levels, 200 to 300 levels, it's a good point to be looking for a big move incoming. Ichimoku Cloud. Let's look at the Ichimoku Cloud. The Ichimoku Cloud is usually giving us a prediction of where price may go. It's a predictive indicator. You see the purple cloud is just vomiting down, so it's going to be a problem. It's getting thicker, the cloud. It will paint as time goes by. It's going to be strong resistance. We could pierce through here. That would be 14th of June. Again, coincidence with the 15th of June FOMC. Could we see a pump into the Fed meeting on the 14th of June tomorrow? Then we see a move down, anticipating rate hikes. So yeah, the gap has been filled. One gap has been filled on the Bitcoin's playing the gap game. Let's see. This gap has been filled. Our next gap down is this at around 19K, which is about $6,000 away. And we have another gap which is about $10,000 away. Bitcoin can do what it wants. We have broken our accumulation range that we were in. See this range over here. This entire range would have been considered accumulation. Well, we broke down it and started opening and closing candles below, so that's not good. That means this was a redistribution range and we're going further down. So that's for Bitcoin. If we go to the Dow Jones and you look at the Dow Jones has room to go down. You see, we gapped down today, which is also not good. We expected a bounce, and we can still extend this Bollinger Band further down. My target for Dow Jones for a long time has been, as you can see, this rising wedge. The breakout of the rising wedge was at 26,480. Then I had this fixed range volume profile that shows me we have the value area low. These points are where 70% of the trades are carried out by volume. So we have a volume area low at 28.7. That is very low for the Dow Jones. That will take Dow Jones back to 2020 levels. Just, yeah, 2020 levels. Let's look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq gapped below the value area low, and that's taken at the same range as the Dow Jones from 2020 till today, and we're below the value area low, which is not good. Could Nasdaq be a precursor of what's going to happen to Dow Jones and Bitcoin and Ethereum? This was my target that I had for this rising channel that I drew back. I think it was around 19th, no, not 19th March. I drew it somewhere here, but I extended it in both directions. I drew it somewhere in 2021. But you can see it's well respected until we broke it. And when we broke it, you measure the width of the channel and you put the trend line on the breakout point and you measure that. And target was hit just a few days ago. I mean, we hit the target about in May and we bounced, but again we got to hit the target again and we're breaking down under the target. The VIX, this is a volatility indicator. The VIX, we might come down to fill this gap on the VIX, but about the VIX, as you see this channel that I drew, we hit it once here in 2021, November, again December. We came down, almost touched it, so December, came back again, wicked above it, came back down, did not touch the bottom. Again, we went back, hit the top, hit the bottom, and I was expecting it to come and hit the top again. If it does, it will be around the 40 range. As that happens, when the VIX goes up, that's bad for the markets. The markets will go down. They're inversely proportional to each other. Over here, you see we went up, touched up and wicked. Then we came down and we went up. We didn't go down. But if you look over here, we were on top. We touched down, came up. We didn't touch the top or the bottom, which we were supposed to touch the top. We came down, then we could do the opposite and go up. Could that be the pattern that's playing out? We missed touching the bottom, we touched the top, then the bottom. We missed touching the top. We're supposed to touch the bottom, then the top. But just keep in mind that New York will open today. We might have a rally to 28K, 27,980. Targets I've given you before in other videos, you could watch them. And then we might continue lower. Just a run up before the FOMC meeting. We could even range today. Then just before the FOMC meeting, we have a rally to fill this gap at 28K, this region. And then we fail and come down again. I hope you like the videos. Click the likes, subscribe to the channel. I post almost daily updates. I post short trade setups, short videos with trade setups. Yeah.